What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to Redemption 46 Studios. I'm Nick.
Keith.
I'm Curtis.
You know the vibes. Y'all seen the picture. Y'all seen the thumbnail. Y'all know why y'all here. 르세라핌, Impurities. Don't be impure. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And if you really want to get purified, jump on the Patreon.
Go jump in the waters of Lake Minnetonka. That's what you do.
Yeah, I swear to God, the fandom, right?
I'm fearless. Backwards.
No, what's the fandom though? It was like
I remember Lowen said it. I forget exactly.
No long talk though. Let's jump into this and see what we got. You better be subscribed watching this. I'm gonna find out.
Anti-fragile.
Show my impurities. Show you my impurities. So, make sure y'all subscribe before we jump into our fire ass analysis of this video, lyrics, and breakdown of everything. I like this.
I like it a lot.
You getting like a neo soul vibe, but more upbeat?
So I don't want to. I'm not doing this, but I will say it does remind me of. Yes.
Okay, it wasn't just me.
No, it wasn't. But they're on the same label, so maybe they.
Okay, it wasn't just me. But I didn't want to start. I did not want to do that to them.
I didn't want to do that to them either. Because to be honest,
giving New Jeans energy a little bit.
Even though the production sounded like that, the context was way more mature than that.
Okay.
Than any of those other 3 songs, even before the other one that came out that was controversial. But the context was way more deeper as far as Impurities and showing that than some of the other stuff that we got from.
Let's do something. Let's talk about this, and then we'll talk about that last.
Right. So production was fucking fire. Everything about the production of this was fire. The vocal arrangement was crazy, especially that second verse, when they kind of just play with the voices and go up, and then all that was crazy. The choreography was cool, but I to be honest, I was watching the video, but like I was just so caught in the production of it. The ladies look gorgeous, obviously. I love the simplicity of the sets, just giving like cool colors and vibes and relaxing. It also kind of reminds me of like a 90s group, like maybe a SWV or like a deeper, more layered flowetry track, just with some things like that. Maybe some A. Marie early on. You could probably even throw in some, what the hell is her name? Brown Skin, India.Arie. Things like that. Just giving that neo-soul, natural vibe, especially with that beat pattern. But this was just well done, man. Like, this is all just well done. I love the feel of the song. I'm definitely going to download it just because it gives you a good vibe. This is like driving with the windows down type vibe.
Yeah, I know in the K world y'all hate like comparison. Anytime we do it first off like out of love, and we do it to kind of put y'all in the mindset of where the music kind of took us to. Like you said, Flowetry, India.Arie. If they were in like groups together, to me this is probably what it would sound like. The production on here was top tier. It was just so many different things that they did with the beat as far as layering and pockets of them kind of cutting out all the instrumentations and then riding it back in like this, where someone's just like
with the finger snap taking away, stripping it down.
Yeah, like I love that for them. I love the cadences and some of the inflections that these young ladies were doing. They knew when to go high, when to go low, when to like jazz it up a little bit, and when to just like chill off the beat a little bit. I didn't mind like too much of the lyrics because most of it was kind of I don't want to call it like rinse and repeat, but they got into them pockets of like the chorus. 4 to like 12 bars, jump into the pre-chorus and then the chorus again. So it wasn't too much, and I'll let Kurt probably jump into that when he jumps into like his spill. I do like the aesthetic, and I like a lot of the camera work here. It was a lot of one takes here where like shout out to whoever the lighting person is. They were able to kind of make sure Keith was well lit. Like if they did the zoom in, when they zoomed out, the color palette would change and we all would be lit.
Silhouettes.
Then when it jumped into the silhouettes and just even I feel like all these, like you see how like the pinks and like the moonlights and then like those little orb johns, it just took you into like that neo soul groovy feel almost throughout the entire thing outside of like this white shot. It was a lot of good things about this. This might be one of my favorite joints from them. And we could talk about the, what we thought kind of passed.
The elephant in the room.
I like this a lot. I liked just the general vibe and the groove of it. Of course, I really like the register of the pockets they were hitting, both vocally and even within like some of the more rap parts of the track, or rather the verse structures, I would say. But I thought that they walked a really great line. Particularly, my favorite was probably the pre-chorus, as far as they were hitting like this low, like almost like sort of seductive type of note. I don't know quite the octave of it or anything like that, but it was just that note in particular, and they were kind of passing the baton to several different members, and it felt like they were all just like carrying that perfectly and riding, the wave of riding that wave. So I just thought like that in particular like was a beautiful note that really stood out to me. But as you had said, balancing that out with some of the higher notes that they were hitting was something that was also, really incredible as well. I love how the production is just very it's so great, but it's not doing too much at the same part. So it walked like a really great middle ground balance where it was doing a lot, but not overtaking everything that they were doing vocally and everything. And just the general register that the song seems to be in. And honestly, I mean, really, the message behind all the tracks that we've heard from them, I kind of like the direction that I'm seeing for the group for sure. Knowing that I've only checked out a few of their songs, I'm kind of beginning to see a lot more of personality and identity and things of that nature that stand out. Just briefly on some of the production aspects, I really did enjoy the aspects of the choreo that we were seeing. It wasn't necessarily meant to, I don't want to say it was like necessarily too physically demanding on their bodies or anything, because it was a lot of slow kind of sensual movements and everything like that, but it felt really organic, when they were working their formations together. So I appreciated that as well. And also just the fact, we know that like white in the wardrobe is particularly used as a color. We mostly see it in filmmaking and things of that nature for, purity or good or anything like that. So I think the whole impurities, and then the fact that they're wearing the white and the way they kind of use a minuscule setting with like the warehouse setting, and they kind of elevate it with props and lights and things of that nature, mainly lighting, and how the lighting will bounce off of the white because it's the reflective color, like so. It created a lot of visual enticement, I would say, for the video as well, and it added to a lot of the different shades, as you would say, with some of the silhouetting aspects. And almost like I don't want to say disco, but almost like that cosmic space, like where the purples and blues are kind of lighting up. So I thought it was very well, directed and lit in that nature as well. And just a little bit on some of the lyrics.
That shit was crazy.
Was basically a couple of the things that really particularly stood out to me was towards the middle section where it was like, talking about, the good and bad. And then it was like, is it magic or is it like hurt, or is it like a magic or like an evil?
Magic or tragic?
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. Magic or tragic. I couldn't think of the word, but it was So I like kind of the way they kind of walked and toted that line, so to speak. But also following that part directly up was I like their passion burning like a crimson heart, because generally when you think of love or anything like that, it's like a crimson rose, but that's always like the rose that's like charred or like damaged, so to speak. But I like that they're using the analogy of their heart being burning so much, like with fuel and with passion, that it's actually crimson. So it kind of walked that line of like, being a good thing and being a little bit of a bad thing. But I just like the...
Sorry, let me cut you off.
No, you're good.
I think it's the name of the album.
Yeah,
as well.
that was
Anti-Fragile.
And that's what I'm saying. So like if they tied that into like what the album means, it only just adds that much more of a layer of depth for it to me. But it was like I just really like the way they kind of walk that line and almost flip that analogy on its head of like the crimsonness, but not representing particularly something bad, but rather something that's a passion that burns so bright that it like ignites your heart. So I just thought poetically that was what stood out the most to me. I would say within the lyric structure, and then the general vibe of the track and everything is something that stayed with me as well. So it's definitely I would say a download particularly for me.
Yeah, Keith, because from the looks of things, the EP I thought was Anti-Fragile, and it was 5 tracks. The Hydra, Anti-Fragile, Impurities, no Constant, good part.
Unless they're re-releasing this on another like language album, or
that could be a thing too.
Or an EP could be like 6 to 8 songs, and then they extend it to 12 to 16 or something.
Special
and
edition
like
and then rename it or something.
Could be.
I didn't really touch on this. You briefly touched on it. The sensuality, the dancing, very subtle, but very, very like sexy as well.
I like it though. It wasn't
fits.
crude.
No, it does. Yeah. It's not crude, and it fits the entirety of the song. This whole song is kind of like very relaxing and puts you in a comfort zone and sexy at the same time. So I mean, it's not over the top. Nobody's doing like backflips and splits and no twerking or nothing like that. It's very tastefully done, and it's very well. It matches. It matches the song.
Yeah.
And even the whole idea of like just kind of representing like bearing your scars and everything like that, coming to let these things represent, instead of the thing you try to cover up, the thing you ultimately try to reveal as a way to kind of show that you're almost self-actualized, I would say, in the sense that like you don't let these things hurt you, you grow from them, you learn from them. I just think that's a great message in general, and something that was reflected really well, and as Keith had said, tastefully, particularly in the choreography as well.
Yeah, so let me put this message out there first. The SSERAFIM is their own group. From everything we've heard, like they are especially unique in their own way. Us earlier when we said like this was a new Jeans, this sounded like a New Jeans kind of production, really is because most of the New Jeans stuff, especially pre-debut before Cookie, was very much like kind of neo soulish and just really throwbackish and very like a nostalgia feel. To me, this production has so much of that nostalgia feel. Like I said, it took me right back to early 2000. Some of the bass lines and some of the instrumentation.
It's also not out of the question to suggest that they could have possibly been done or at least aided by the same producer if they're both under the same company.
Same company.
So I mean, if a flavor kind of stands out, it, could be.
Yeah, and sometimes, like I said, it's just they were the first group that kind of popped in my head. They're all young ladies and everything like that. Like you said, it could have just been them experimenting with just that nostalgic sound, and it kind of reminded us of that. So don't know when act crazy in the comments or say we were comparing or doing anything.
And again, like we said, like the context of the groups are so different. Like even though I know *LeSSERAFIM is a pretty young group as well, as far as age is concerned, but a lot of their context is definitely more. I'm strong. I'm fearless. I'm not gonna shy away from.
Their stuff has been a little bit more rebellious and a little bit more.
Yes, as
I want to use the word
cutesy.
angsty.
Yeah, as opposed to kind of like cutesy, looking for attention and things like that. I mean, clearly, if you listen to the songs, you can hear the difference. It's just that the production definitely had the same vibe. And again, like when we do compare things, it's because we like it. Like if you listen to the last 16 minutes, 17 minutes of this review or reaction, we like it. So it's not like we're trying to compare them or put them in a bad light or put a scarlet mark on them. We know who they are. We know they're different. It's just the song kind of hit all the good parts of what we've heard from the other group.
Yeah, and it's crazy too because both groups have been a breath of fresh air.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Just in the K world, you guys been asking for a long time for us to kind of jump in to *LeSSERAFIM, and it's just it's been good so far. If anything,
I think
this
I got
might
3 tracks on my list from them. Everything we've done.
This might be my favorite song from them so far.
Yeah.
Especially like it's a complete song and stuff because I feel like this. I'm real big on like applications. This seems like a song that you can like do a lot with. Late night drive on the boulevard, a gym workout playlist, something if you got some candles lit and you just chilling. I can see young ladies having like a little joint of wine out and kind of like just like letting this kind of marinate in the background. Yeah, this seems like this has a lot of applications, and I'd be very interested to see what the dance practice looks like for this and the live performance. This is honestly just another notch in their belt, and at this point, this is just them proving that they can do like other things. I think what was it? We just got into Anti-Fragile, and then Fearless, and then this. 3 different sounds, and we haven't even touched any of the B-sides yet, too. So for a young group, they're doing their thing, and I know this shit is gonna be up for them past all this. Anything else you want to add, bro?
Absolutely. Love the Impurities.
Real shit. Jump in the comments. Tell us how you guys felt about this. Y'all better be subscribed. We just gave y'all some dope ass content. Also, make sure you guys jump on the Patreon. It's gonna be some dance practices up from them. If you do like all the other girl groups, like I said, we kept mentioning New Jeans. It's a light God up there for them. We're gonna do how *LeSSERAFIM was like formed into some other stuff for them too.
Yeah, that's a little rabbit hole too.
Yeah, but I'm here for it because I'm here for the dope convo. Just like y'all are here for dope convo. So jump on there.
Speaking of which, the comments went crazy on that one, John.
Yeah,
They were.
Yeah.
Y'all were attacking each other. It got a little ugly for a minute. We need y'all to kind of talk to each other respectfully and.
Yeah, it's a safe place. Hopefully,
Let's keep it that way.
Yeah, but we love you, Redeemers. We gonna holler at y'all.
Love y'all.
Peace.
Take care.